Hey guys.
Did it work?
It worked.
Hello.
Wow, I'm on the Signature Cruise and Travels training. Wow, are you guys the $0 to $1 million in 1 year earning? Wow, now you know, now I'm getting nervous. Oh my goodness. You guys are larger than life.
Hey,
Sammy, giving me his love. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side.
Okay.
Dump your guts out. I'm rustling up the crowd.
Dave has to get things all dramatic.
But yeah, no, it's a big thing. It should be if Jerome thinks they're coming now, they wait till they really start coming. When they find out these guys really didn't book any travel.
Dave, you're live.
we might be live
right now, Dave. How come we're live already?
I thought I hit live broadcast. I didn't know how to start it otherwise.
Stop it.
All right, I'll stop it.
Well, we have to behave now. We're already live.
Well, it's 8:30, so.
That's okay. We're just having a little fun. You know, that's what it's all about, guys. Is having fun, and obviously the fun that behind the scenes is getting to see a little bit of the fun that we have behind the scenes. But that's what happens when it's like you know, when you're like family. And
that is right.
And you guys are like family to us.
Yeah.
6 trips later, 6 countries, 2 cruises, Hawaii, Dominican Republic, Cayman Islands, Cancun, Nassau, Jamaica, Cozumel. Did I miss anywhere?
I don't think so. Club Med. Oh yeah,
Club
couple of times at Club Med. I traveled more time in this year and a half to 2 years than I think we've done in in a decade.
And we're not slowing down. We're not slowing down anytime soon, Jerome.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know new people are joining us, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be on the Signature Cruise and Travel, powered by Travolution, webinar tonight. Because for those of you that might be new to Travolution or those that are new to the travel industry, we've got a power couple, the likes of which, honestly, I don't think maybe anybody in travel has accomplished from the get-go. And they are a literal plethora of information, of valuable information that can save a new person, maybe save you watching here tonight if you're starting your career in travel, years of frustration and learning and stumbling, and you can gain what this couple has done in a short 18 months since they first stepped into the realm of travel for the very, very first time. I'm so impressed with what they've done. I'm not going to share their story for them because their story is kind of mind-boggling, because the areas that they were involved in, their path in life, it never crossed their mind to get involved with travel. So before I get started, I think that this is so powerful leading up to all the wisdom that you have to share with everybody, can you just share a little bit about yourselves and what brought you up to today, how you got in travel? Just share this amazing story with everybody watching tonight.
Well, thanks, Farrah, for joining us on this call. I'm really excited about this opportunity. But to be honest with you, I've been a programmer. All my life I've worked as a programmer for the last maybe 25, almost 30 years. And travel was never even a thought in my mind as far as this business. But after being laid off twice, each time about 5 to 7 years, just because the one company bought another one and they decided to lay off the whole group, and usually the middle management guy, which was me, would get laid off as they make provisions to put the new people in place. I wanted to take back charge of my life, and so about 3 years ago, when I was seeking to figure out what I was going to do to look for an opportunity, the career of, the travel business came up as an opportunity with Travolution, and we decided to give it a try. We both enjoy traveling, and we knew nothing about travel whatsoever except for what we did for ourselves. This gave us an opportunity to take control of our lives, to help people have a great time and give people great memories. And so through this industry, because I'm not a salesperson, I didn't want to do anything that had to do with sales. People travel, they do it anyway, and what we've been able to do successfully is to let people know that we're in the business, and they give us an opportunity for us to book their travel.
Well, I just want to be able to chime in and say that the past 2 years has been, well, not quite 2 years, almost 18 months has been an amazing 18 months. A lot of learning, the ups and downs that we had. I know Jerome spoke about him being laid off for 3 years, and this opportunity came up. Well, I'm someone who worked in Wall Street and corporate America, and made a choice to, when we relocated here to Florida, just to really take time and stay home and take care of my boys. I believe that at the time it was the most important thing for me to do. And thought that my husband would have been laid off, and hence the standard of living that we had previously, sort of kind of everything had to be readjusted. Mm-hmm. And so we found ourselves in a peculiar place as to, okay, so what do we do now? And I believe, I know that God heard our prayers, and the opportunity with Travolution came forth. So, you know, I can't speak to anybody. I can't say anything without first and foremost giving honor and glory and praise to God, because this opportunity, I know and I believe that it came because of Him. Not much to do with us, but with us trusting in Him.
Eno and Jerome, you guys have accomplished Can you hear me now, Dave?
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you.
We could hear you.
You guys have accomplished in a short period of time what I couldn't even imagine would be possible with somebody new to travel. So for the people watching for the first time, you guys seem like you went from the first first little baby steps to booking your first group cruise within your first 30 days of the business. So for a brand new person coming and just starting their travel, can you try to give some rhyme or reason and how you did this, how this happened? You go from just learning to boom, you've got a group cruise with like 90 cabins, more or less, in 30 days. So how does this happen?
Well, I guess I'll be the speaker about this one. Both of us were part of a association, and one of the things that I will encourage everyone on the line, if you're not doing so yet, to make sure that you are opening up your mouth. People need to know what you are doing. If people don't know what you're doing, as I always say, if your mouth is closed, your business is closed. And if I know your business is closed, I'm going to come eat your cheese, because I'm going to find your people and I'm going to be the advisor for your people. But in any event, you just need to open your mouth and let people know what you are doing. We opened up our mouth. We were able to let the organization know that we had recently become travel advisors, and the opportunity came up that they were doing a cruise, something that they do every other year. They asked us if we will give them a proposal, and we new to the industry, didn't even know how to create this proposal, but we did some research and we put it together and we presented it, and lo and behold, we were able to actually we went into contract with them. We beat out a couple of people, and here we are today. So it was just a matter of letting people know what we're actually doing, and that opened up the opportunity for us to actually get the bidding, go through the bidding process.
We had the opportunity, as my wife was saying, to really let people know that the groups that we happen to be a part of and members of, about the new opportunity we had to serve them in for their travel needs. And the more you mention it to people, then they started telling their friends about it, and we were able to really take advantage of the opportunity to just share and let people know what we're doing. And eventually people, especially when they saw that we were consistent about the business and serious about the business and really had their needs at heart. It was also the approach that we took with people, where we were really wanting to make sure that people knew that we had they weren't just a confirmation number for us, that we wanted to serve them and give them excellence in service, and they responded to that. And then, of course, what happens is once you're doing well for one person, they become your bulletin board. They become your cheerleaders.
That's right.
And word got out, and before we knew it, we had more, almost sometimes more than we could handle when we're trying to do it right, that is, business. So it had a lot to do with the stance that we took, and certainly the focus, which was to give our clients excellent service, not necessarily how much money we made. The money would come.
Yeah, sorry, I was unmuting because I didn't want to miss anything or interrupt with the audio. But what I'll say, and Jerome, can you guys see? Dave?
I can hear you.
I could hear you.
Okay. What I wanted to say is, and of course, we're going to have a series here, because when Jerome speaks to you about excellence in service, they took the tools that we would introduce and they would take it to the next level in terms of fully utilizing and turning those into tools that not only impressed the client, but also made your business so much easier. Yeah. And before we get into one of those forms, let me go back and ask you, looking back on that very first cruise, because a lot of times we learn by doing, and a lot more often than not, we learn from our mistakes along the way. So what I'm curious to hear is, looking back from the first big group cruise that you did, and now I think you're 5 or 6 to the wind, you know, you're regular pros, and we're going to show everybody, you know, exactly the different things that Eno and Jerome do when they book a group cruise. But let's go back to that #1 cruise. Looking back at it, can you tell us what you learned? Maybe what you learned that that maybe you didn't do as well, that you now know better, so that you can give that new person a little bit of awareness of how to take something on and maybe do it better than what they might stumble into doing.
Well, there was, I don't know where to begin with that, because I think we bumped our heads and we took. Now, but the good thing is that we did have tremendous support from Travolution and the team there as we went along. We had a huge cruise. We were new to the business, and there was a lot of catching up to do in order to do it well and right. And so we started off with certainly trying to take on the just management of all of the information that needed to be in place by trying to use Excel to keep up with payments and names and who paid their deposits, who didn't. And fortunately, Travolution quickly gave us the tool for client management, a CRM, that was tremendously helpful. We all of that data into the CRM and send reminders when people needed to pay their next deposit. We were able to, when they were getting ready to cruise, to send automatic emails that said "Bar and Voyage, have a good time," and when they return, "Welcome back." All of those touch points that really helped to keep us on top of what needed to be taken care of, the details that were involved, being able to work with them as far as transfers from the airports, because it was a cruise out of New York and most of them were coming out of Florida. There was so many different pieces to it, working with the organizer and managing, making sure payments were properly managed, and so making sure you had the credit card forms on file, so that if there was any issues, yeah, there's some people that actually canceled, and you had to take care of that as well. So there were so many pieces it's involved when you're handling a group. And I guess the biggest thing was just really communicating with our clients and making sure to respond to them in a timely fashion was a big help when we were doing that. Sometimes you don't, because it's bad news, that you have to tell them where the cabin got canceled, or if they missed a payment or deposit, and you had to let them know. So sometimes you have to, when you're talking to a client, they respect you when you tell them the bad news as well as the good news, especially when you do it in a timely fashion. So you always be honest, you're always straightforward. Even with the tough stuff, you let them know what needs to be told in a truthful and a timely manner.
Well, I'm gonna say that one of the things that we learned is making sure that you are being organized. Organization is gonna be key, especially when you have, as Jerome mentioned, there's so many different moving pieces. And you know, it just happened that the cruise that we had a lot of moving pieces. The first one, because it was a cruise that was not out of Florida. Even though the organization is based in Florida, they decided to have a cruise in New York. So now we think we have to plan not only for the cruise, but we have to plan the hotel the night before if they wanted that. We have to plan the transfer from the hotel to the cruise port. We have to plan, first of all, how they're going to get there, right? So all of those pieces, you have to be very organized. Otherwise, you will just lose it. So having little pieces of paper here and there, it doesn't work. You're just going to be a bowl of mush, messed up all over the place, nervous breakdown because you're not organized. So keeping all of that information in one location, it is key. And I just want to say thank you to Dave Faraday and Travolution for providing us with the CRM. The CRM, once you know it, is a beaut. It's gonna make your life so easy because you just keep plugging everything in there and everything is in one location. You don't have 50,000 spreadsheets or 10,000 pieces of paper, and everything is in one place. So organization is gonna be a key component of anyone that is contemplating doing or focusing on the niche of groups, whether it's group cruising, all-inclusive, whatever. That is going to be key.
The one thing I just do want to mention that would probably be key for most people, especially when you're dealing with cruises, the cruise line is there as a tool to help you. There is an online version of their, you can make reservations and manage your group online, but it takes a while to get used to cruise line websites, and all of them are different, and they're constantly changing how they do things. It's hard to keep up with that, and so use the agent support lines. They are there to help you. You'll be surprised the stuff that can help you get out of. Pay attention to emails that they're sending to you. Pay attention to the dates when you get a group or any type of booking. Pay attention to those due dates. They're key to make sure that your clients are properly served, that whole groups don't get canceled out, or clients get disappointed because now they're in parts of ship that are not as desirable because you didn't take care of things in a timely fashion. Use the customer service line for the agents as you're learning the portals. It's only really now, to be perfectly honest with you, that I birthed an entire group on Royal Caribbean's website all by myself. Before that, I had to call them and give them the names. I had all the information on my end, but I had to have them do it because it was too complex, and I didn't want to mess up people's, people pay good money for their vacations, and you don't want errors and inconveniences to take place during their vacation. So every time I've called the customer service line, I've always learned something new. So use them. They are there to help you. They're not against you. They love working with you because, quite frankly, especially when it comes to cruises, travel agents are, I think it's 85% of the cruise line sales is through travel agents. So they're there to support us.
Yeah.
Use them.
Well, Jerome, you brought up so many things that we can expand upon, and I know everybody watching tonight would love you to demonstrate everything, demonstrate how you birthed the cabins on your Royal Caribbean. They would like to see how you organize this in the CRM. I know everybody has loved your Google Forms training, but we only have limited time tonight. This is going to be an ongoing series, so let's try to pick one. Why don't we, if we have time, I would like you to take over the screen share. And I know I was discussing with Eno today, and maybe we could fit at least a little picture of each one in so that our audience knows what you're talking about. But I was discussing with Eno your client form that you use in order to lock your client in, get the commitment, and keep it much more organized. As a matter of fact, Miss Eno said she doesn't even bother with the client until they will give her that client form. And so if you could show maybe everybody the client form and discuss that a little bit, and if it's possible and we have the time, maybe a sneak peek at how you organize your group cruise on the CRM, with more to come next week.
Okay. I will try to switch the, haven't done this in a while, to screen share. Just have it.
You did.
There it is.
Right. Can they see it?
Can you see the screen share? I don't know if this.
They could see it.
Okay. 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 So whenever we use, well, let me get a one for with the. Well, we're talking about a new client form right now. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can make it bigger.
Bigger, I don't know. Can they see it? Well, we can get it bigger. So just. Oh, you're not going to be able to.
Okay, it's not there. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. It does get bigger.
Yeah.
1 second. I'm just trying to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. Hopefully this will be a little bit of help for those. This is when we have new clients, we ask them to complete a new client form. It's basically a form that allows people to give us the information that we need to complete their reservation in a complete and accurate manner. So this is a Google form. If you need a Google account to create a Google form, and that once you have a Google account, you can click on the squares on the upper right-hand corner and look for Google Forms. It's easy to create, but this is a form that we use and we send to clients to get the information that we need from them. We ask for general information about from the travelers, such as their name, their address, their date of birth, all the things you really need to book a traveler, their gender, email address, cell phone number. You can see the information, passport number if they have that. I just after a conversation, and this is a document that as I find clients having maybe difficulty understanding the information I'm asking them for, or as I have conversations with different travel agents, I'm learning that there are some additional things that need to be on the form that will help us to get the information that we need even more. So just this week, I added this military question, because there are discount rates for different travel, especially cruises. I didn't have that here before this week until I spoke to a good friend of ours. Add that information we get them to answer that for the second, third, and fourth passengers. So that's what all of this information is here, and up to I think 5 passengers if they are traveling together, especially as a families. Then there's a separate section for cruise information. If that new client happens to be a traveler that's looking for a cruise from us, this section will give us the necessary information that we want. We try to, since this is a form and we don't want to make it look like a mortgage application or a bank form, Google Forms allows you to kind of add pictures to animate your form so it doesn't look so boring, and so it gives people a little bit of ease on their eyes when they're answering all these questions for us. So are you booking a cruise? If they are, they continue. If they don't, they move on to the next section. We try to animate the answers by letting people, especially because there are people that haven't cruised before, and so they need a visual of what is an interior cabin, what does that look like. And so we put pictures of each of the types of cabins in there in this form. How do you want the beds together? If a husband and wife might be mad with each other and want it apart instead of together, you never know. But we ask them about their preferred cruise line. One of the key things that we ask our clients is about insurance, whether they want us to give them a quote. So that's also in there. If they are looking for a flight as well, or that's the only thing they look for, they go to this section. Again, a little picture to keep it animated for those people that need a little visual as they go along. So Are you looking for a flight? Yes. If not, they skip past this entire section. If they do want it, they just answer things like what's their departure city, what time are they looking to depart, things of that nature. All the general information that you need, what type of seat that you prefer, things of that nature is what's being asked for in here. Again, do you want travel insurance? This is key. For those that don't know, we one of our premier vendors is AGI. We get 20. I thought it was 24%. We actually get 26% commission on the insurance that we sell. This is a key question to ask your clients. This is one of the largest percentages that you'll find from vendors. This week I just sold a $500 travel insurance for somebody that was taking a cruise, flight, and post hotel. That was in 10 minutes time. I earned $143 for that. If they're looking for a hotel, again, a little animation with the hotel. If they don't need to have a hotel, they skip past this section. If they do, we ask them where would they post resort, when do they want to check in, the time they want to check in, the room type, general information, and if there's anything that we can't fit everything that they possibly could want. So I always, at the end of each section, give them an opportunity to write a short answer to any additional information that we should be aware of. They are looking for a car rental. A little animation there to give them some idea of what we're talking about. Yes, go ahead and continue. No, skip past all of this. Pickup location, dates, and times are all in here. It makes it a lot. Age, renter's age. That makes a big difference when you're booking a car. They ask that type of question. Oops. Get this out of the way. I guess I need to subscribe to my antivirus. What car type they want. Is all in here as well. Car rental company and any additional information they want. If they need transfer information, this picture my wife likes because the guy is kind of cute, so I got to change this soon. But I'm in competition here with my own form. But if they're looking for a transfer, they can indicate the information that they want there. The all-important section is, of course, the credit card information. We put a short statement in here letting them know that when they complete this, they are authorizing us to charge them their credit card one time for this trip. And that credit card won't be used again. By them hitting submit at the end of this application, that is what we are using as the form, on-file form for the credit card authorization. So this is the last section. Where they put their name, the credit card information, what type of credit card it is, the billing address, expiration date, the security code. This is the authorized payment question, whether it's for a deposit or for the entire trip. This is an authorization online authorization that we've been using for this. If they can submit up to 2 credit cards, and that's what this section is doing. They can actually indicate a second credit card, and then there's a little goodbye and contact us if you have any questions type of section, of course with our logo, and then at the end of that they click submit. So this form has saved us tremendous time and given us an opportunity to book our clients with absolute accuracy, because they're putting in their information. You're not on the phone saying, is that D as in David or B as in boy?
Or E as in echo.
E as in echo, or did you say 157 or 179? It's all in that form. It saves you a lot of trouble. We are constantly looking at ways to develop how we do things. The one thing that we learned out of Las Vegas is that you want to be automated in a scalable way when you're dealing with your clients, so that this gives you an opportunity to have as many as 2 people respond to you in book, or 10, and it won't be as much of it's the same effort for you. So that's what we've been using so far for particular form. It has helped us out tremendously. When each week we usually get a few of these for clients looking for it. We do not do at this point. We do not really give people bids. If they're serious about it, they will complete that form. So we tell them we need that to accurately book and even send proposals for them.
Correct. No new client form. Sorry, no quote.
Now, at the beginning, I have to let everybody know that was not always our attitude, because at first you're just trying to get as many people as you want in there, and I get it, because we've done the same thing. But as you grow and develop how you want to do business, you start actually picking your clients. This was a concept that we learned as we got around more experienced travel agents. You start picking your clients rather than just taking anyone. And so we've been able to have the posture to do that. And what happens is you save yourself a lot of time, especially with clients that say they want something but they won't fill out a simple form. You know that they're not really serious. So you save yourself a lot of time in that way as well.
Yeah. And just the people who are familiar with you, your friends, your family, for the most part, they are the ones that kind of say to you, can you just look for it for me? And I don't need to give you no form. I know you. You know I'm not going anywhere. Those are the ones that when you give them the information, they end up going behind your back and they end up booking the trip that you already took your time and research and gave them all the information, and then they turn around and book with someone else. So again, it's all in your posture. You're not trying to be mean, but you take your time to research it. You should be the one getting the commission, not the online agent. So to weed people out, to know whether they're serious about you working with them or them working with you, you send that form to them. They need to complete it. You give them 24 to 48 hours. If they don't complete it, scratch them off your list. Because if they're serious about what they want to do, they will complete the form and they will send it to you.
You know, and Jerome, that alone is such a powerful lesson, because I'm sure all of us, myself included especially, have lost clients because we didn't get that commitment from them. And it is so much better to get that commitment and have all that information available before you go and spend 12 hours of your time researching trips.
Right.
So I want to say, if somebody new here is watching and picked up any of a dozen golden nuggets that you guys have shared, and I think I don't want to move on to the CRM tonight, because that alone is such a powerful piece of information. A lot of you guys have watched this Google form training. Eno and Jerome, we're going to make this form available in the Facebook group and the back offices. For those of you that have not already seen their Google Forms training, I recommend that you please go and watch that. But on that closing note, I just think that one piece is so important that I want that to be the final thing in people's minds as they leave your training today. Because what we said is we were going to give them a training that could save like 18 months off of their work and their training. So I hope if you're watching here tonight, you really paid attention and took note, because this one thing that Eno and Jerome have shared will save you so much time and heartache. And I appreciate you sharing that, because for even those of us that start thinking we know a little bit about travel, it needs to be re-emphasized how important that is. Because we go off again and are, a client. And not all clients are created equal, right?
That's right. That's
right.
And I appreciate you sharing your time. I'd like to continue with the wisdom of Eno and Jerome next week. And you guys, we're going to have them take you from the zero to the $1 million in sales every step of the way, from the CRM to what they do to make it very special for their client, to the welcome emails they send, to how they book it in the back office, how they set up their groups. And you guys better be watching these trainings, because I'm going to tell you, Eno and Jerome have a lot of work with all of these clients. And I know everybody is calling them, and they give up their time and their heart fully. But they do have a business of their own, and you can save them a little time by tuning into all of their trainings, because you don't want to miss the words of wisdom. So I appreciate you guys spending your time and your experience with everybody here. You know, it's invaluable. You guys are amazing. And any final notes?
Faraday, let me just end with letting everybody know. I encourage you that if you joined this business, it was for a reason. You saw something that you liked. It's definitely winnable. The great thing is that you're in a great place where we are designed to win together. That's and that right. comes from the base or the core of the owners, Dave and Faraday. That's the momentum that they're going with, and it's true. We are here to help each other, not compete with each other. This is an $8 trillion with a T dollar business. There's enough for all of us. So we love sharing how we've been able to where we. It's not going to be the same if you're not on the top with us.
That's right.
Or on the way to the top with us. We're not at the top yet. The attitude of Innocencia and I and the leadership of this company is we want you to win. Right. So please ask the questions. You're not alone. May not be able to get to you right away, but we will. My wife was on the phone with somebody at 1 o'clock yesterday because they called earlier. It's a key and important that you know that we are here to help you win. So because when you win, your clients do. It's nothing like receiving a call from a client that says, "Thank you for everything you did. Everything went well. We really enjoyed ourselves. We haven't been on vacation for 10 years. Thank you for all you did to make everything go well." When you're blessed with those type of genuine gratitudes from clients, it's worth more than money. The money will come. Correct. Focus on excellent service to your client. The rest will come. And because you're in the right place with tools, and we would love to show you how those tools have worked for us, so that they can work for you. And more importantly, your clients, so that they can, you're enriching lives of people when you help them to travel. So there's something here that you saw, you weren't mistaken. You just have to give it a good shot. Right. Give yourself at least 18 months to 2 months, 2 years to make this work. It takes time to develop everything that you need to do it well. But if you do, you'll be greatly rewarded by it. We have, as a couple and individually, so I look forward to working with everybody and getting on these calls and showing you everything that we've learned. We're really enjoying this industry.
Now, this is the man.
Oh, boy.
And I just want to say it in closing. You see how passionate about what he's doing now? We have been around the bend, as people would say, in other industries and other businesses. And we started out together, but somewhere along the road, I was the one that was pushed. You know, you go to the meetings, you go to the conferences, you go. And then came Travolution. And I just want to say, Dave and Faraday, from the bottom of our hearts, you all know already how we feel about both of you and about this opportunity. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Our relationship was good. Relationship has gotten better than ever because we are working something that we are both passionate about, and we're doing it together. So we want to encourage each one of you on this viewing call webinar tonight. This opportunity is bar none. We have a family environment. This is what Travolution is all about. There's no competition. There's no one bigger than who and who is higher than the other. We stay away from all that drama because we keep focused on what's important. And the important thing is serving our clients with excellence. Because when we do that, and the focus is not the money will come. Stay focused, stay determined, stay committed, and stay consistent to the process, and we will see you at the top. For as they say, the bottom is too crowded. Back to you, Farah.
You know, those are the closing words. Nobody can do better than that. So thank you again for that unbelievable training and ending to the training. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to have something very special for you next week. And everybody have a great evening. Thanks once again, Eno and Jerome. You guys are the best.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
And then you have to click the